So welcome to another episode of Biorenewable Health Network's podcast. Today we have who I lovingly call Anca Fab because of her social media, and she's going to be talking to us about a wonderful little product that when we first had the health fair, I had no idea what it was, had never even heard of it, and then of course do my usual down the rabbit hole and look into it as much as I can, and found out what a great product it is and how well it works and the science behind it. And so that's what you're here to talk about today. It's called LifeWave. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. So my name is Anca Fabiszewski, Fab for social media and to reduce the numbers of letters. Too many vowels in there. Not really. But yes, thank you for having me again. And I'd like to talk to you about a product that really helped me regain my health. LifeWave, this little patch that I'm proudly wearing right here on the convention vessel. You look at it and think it's a sticker. What can a sticker do for me? Well, more than you can think. In this little white part, there are nanocrystals of water, oxygen, salt, sugar, and amino acids put in a lattice structure that when we put them in contact with our body, with our heat that we know we emit, we are light beings, they reflect back certain frequency. So those different patches, and they will trigger a certain peptide in our body. This particular one that I will talk to you about today, it elevates GHK copper peptide, which I highly recommend Dr. Lauren Picard's book about GHKCU, and you'll find out about how important this peptide is in our body, from skin, because we all want to be beautiful forever and no wrinkles, but it's more than that. It's the collagen into entire body, neurological, cardiovascular, wound healing, all that GHKCU has a major role into it. So what this peptide does, going a step further, it activates the stem cell activities. And I don't know if you know, but the stem cell activity declines with age. So,
of course we know this.
I didn't. When I first started, I didn't. I'm very honest with you, I didn't. And in our 30s, I'm 35. It's the real middle age, because more than 50% of our stem cells are still there. Mm-hmm. They're just dormant. Mm-hmm. In your 60s, only 10% of those stem cells are active. So obviously that is correlated with how we age, how we look, how we feel, and everything, because the stem cells are the engineers in our body. Mm-hmm. So those decline, those are not active anymore. We start seeing aging effects. So what this does, it regenerates at a cellular level. So that is the deepest regeneration possible, as we know very well.
Nice. So who made the product? How did they make the product? Why did they make the product?
So the product is made and invented right here in USA. David Schmidt is the inventor. He was hired with a bunch of other researchers and inventors by the Department of State to come up with a supplement, or not a supplement, but something to help the Navy SEALs. So it was a project for the Navy SEALs, for their operations when they go 48 hours or so in missions, to have a product or something that will give them energy, that is not caffeinated, that is not drinks, that is not something. So this is how this technology was born.
So some sort of a drug-free item that Navy SEALs could use to keep them moving and occupying whatever activities they're doing and keep their brains working. Simple, easy, without drugs.
Exactly. So, but then 9/11 happened. Department of State, Department of Defense redrew the funding. Now he's left with this amazing technology, and the results are there. The study is starting to come. It was proven. The very first one invented was a 2-patch system. So it was the white one and a tan one. It's the energy enhancer. We still have that one. And that one, how it works, it burns fat for energy. So it was the perfect fit for the Navy SEALs. Mm-hmm. Well, he's left with this technology. He has some doctors that worked with him for the studies, like, you have gold in your hand. This is real science. Then he met with Richard Quirk from Stanford University, which was back in early 2000 Olympic swim coach. And he said, I want to try it with my team. They did. And in the trials, the swimmers broke record after record after record. Now they're celebrating with the patches on. Everybody goes on them. They're doping. Is not right. Yep. David said, no, calm down. Nothing goes into your body. And this is a very important thing. It's a non-transdermal patch. We are familiar with nicotine patch, with estrogen patch. Those do put something in your body. This is a non-transdermal patch.
Right. So this product has no chemicals in it that are going into you. They have chemicals in them to do what they do, but none of it actually leaches through the skin and into your body.
It's all organic matter. Nothing reaches into your body. So that's when it boomed, when people start seeing the athletes wearing them and looking deep into and seeing the results. We're like, okay, this is gold. And then this was early 2000s. Then throughout the year, developed different ones like carnosine. We know how important carnosine, especially for athletes and for brain degenerative ailments. So carnosine was another one, really important. Glutathione, again, the master antioxidant of our body. And just a fun fact that I love about it, with the glutathione patch that we have, when you wear it for 12 hours, it increases your glutathione level 300% steady over 24 hours. When you do an IV shot, it stays in your body for 2 hours and increases about 30-40%.
Yep, it's like a little juice spike, and then it goes right back out of you.
Exactly. So with this one, you just have it nice and steady. Well, throughout the world, because LifeWave is a global company. We are in 82 countries right now and expanding. It was all nice, but in 2019, when X39 came out, this is when it boomed, because this was the one that really focused on the stem cell activity. So it boomed from 20 million global sales a year. It went to 200 plus millions, 300. Now we closed the year with over 600 million global sales. So,
which tells you it's doing something.
It's doing something. It's been around for 20 years, the company. It's not a Me Too product. This is patent. Right. You're not going to see anything like that. And that's probably, you haven't heard of it yet.
Right. And that was one of the things that I was shocked at when it popped up from our fair. And I said, never heard of it. Let me see. 20 years, been around quietly.
Exactly.
But patented.
Yes.
Because there is a technology behind it, seemingly simple technology, but also based on ancient thought processes.
Exactly.
So how does putting something on my skin that doesn't actually do anything to push any chemicals into my skin, how does that work?
Because the studies and the suggested application points are on acupressure points. So depending on what you're looking for, we have the governor vessel and the conception vessel. They're like the two big main ones. But then we have the spleen, we have everything. We're all connected, we're all wired. It's like the perfect circuit. It's our body. So depending on where you're applying the patch on is going to trigger those organs, is going to trigger those lines in our body. So it is very simple, but I know it's so hard to to be accepted that it really does.
And that was part of the fair too, was to say, listen, we call ourselves alternative, but really we are the originators. The ancient medicines are originators.
Exactly.
Acupuncture and acupressure and meridians, that's been around for millennia. I mean, 3,000-4,000 years that this is around. I'm even amazed half of the time how these people figured it out with no modern technology, no electromagnetic conduction machines, and no MRIs or anything. So these go on the acupressure points along certain meridians based on which product you're using.
Yes.
So what different products do you have, or what uses are they for? What are people saying that, hey, I use this for fill in the blank?
So X39 is the flagship now. So it really has a little bit of everything, like energy, sleep, wound healing, stress relief, stamina, all those. But if you're looking for an extended, like, I don't know, if we have something ending in itis, we know it's inflammation. So we have one specifically for inflammation, stress relief, mental and body stress. That's what really brought my husband back. Like, he was so stressed because of the job and just so closed. And I started putting on him. Of course, he's like super skeptical. And I was like, yeah, leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. And my God,
why are you putting this on me?
And of course, I'll slap it on like right here on Governor. And I was like, just wear it. And I noticed, like, after he was wearing it, like, I could have a conversation with him and he would joke. And I was like, who are you? Like, hi, nice to meet you again. And I was like, okay, it's
in
working.
In that case, for you, stick this right here.
So it's
since you opened it.
Since I opened it, exactly. Yeah, put it on.
Then you'll be able to. Then you'll have You'll be able to have a conversation with me later.
I've mentioned glutathione. If you're looking for a detox, if you have like treatments before and a lot of toxins, just breathing today's air is toxins. That will help detox the body. Carnosine for brain. We have one for sleep. So if you have like really problems with sleep, insomnia is really nice. It will increase your melatonin and really nice. And then there is a line for the skin called Aloe Vera, which is a patch for you to wear at night because again increases serotonin. So you want to wear it at night. But also will help the endocrine system, everything from pineal gland all the way down. So I started with X39 and Aloe Vera, and I really think that was like the big change for me. Like, I noticed, go back, why I wanted to wear these or to try these, because my work was extremely stressful. 3 to 5 o'clock was the peak, the busiest, when you're trying to wind down. Well, I had to be at my sharpest. And I noticed my 2 o'clock, my energy would go down. I would always go and reach for something sweet, for chocolate, for whatever it was. It's like I just need a little energy boost to get me back and like try to focus to finish the day. And then, of course, I would go home and not have energy for anything. My son was 7 at the time. I was like, just leave me alone. Like, let me relax for half an hour. Let me, always push him back, obviously feeling guilty. And after a couple of weeks of wearing the patches, I noticed, actually one of my coworkers noticed that I said no to a chocolate. They said, you never say no to chocolate. Who are you?
It's making you a monster.
Yes, like, who are you? And then it clicked. I said, hold on. It's been now a few days that I didn't reach in the sweet safe, how I used to call it. And then I would get home and say, like, let's go for a walk. Let's go to the pool. Let's go to the beach. And say, okay, it's doing something. Then a month into it, I noticed that my hair wasn't falling, because at that point, that summer, I really thought something was really wrong with me, because I was really gaining weight. My skin was a mess. The hair was falling. I was like, okay, I really need to go and do a real checkup. And a month into it, I noticed that my hair isn't falling as much. It was still this big, long, dark, I will see it, but it wasn't falling as much. And then the biggest change came in by month 2, when all my life I've had extreme painful menstrual pains. And I've seen doctors here, I've seen doctors in Romania, I'm from Romania, and it was always after the next treatment. After you try this is going to be better, that's going to be better. After you give birth, after you try this. Then they got to the point where they told me, well, this is the way you are. Don't we love that? Don't we love that?
Like, well, you're getting old. That's what happens.
That's the way you are.
Yeah.
Well, when I got my first period, I was shocked. I was like, something's wrong with me, because I wasn't in pain and it was just different. I said, something's wrong with me. Well, I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait another month and be more on top of it and really start to notice what's happening. Well, the next month came, and again, I had no pains, no cramps. It's like, whoa.
Is this real?
This is how normal people feel? Like, ladies, why? Oh my God. Like, when I'm telling you, my husband used to refer to it like, are you just is this your chocolate eating day? It's like, yeah, just leave me alone. Give me a bar of chocolate and I'm fine. I'm not. Like, I change. I have more energy. I haven't taken a pill, any kind of pill, in 18 months.
That's great.
I wasn't able to function without 2 blue little pills every morning.
Yeah.
Like I had to do it to just, and yes, that was a whole long story journey, and obviously I love to see it. Like, that's the way you are.
But I also like you posted a picture on social media from a year ago. So what was the difference?
So actually it was a couple years. It was the worst probably that my skin has been. It was 2021. My skin was just all red, acne scar. It was worse than puberty, really. Really. And I had developed some acne scar from the mask from the pandemic. And every time I had to wear a mask, I knew that at least 2-3 weeks I would have like acne breaking and really painful. So the other day, just looking through the pictures, finding something, I was like, ooh, I was like that. And then I tried to find other selfies, and I had no pictures. It was just pictures of my son or somebody else, but not pictures of me, because I was so embarrassed of how my skin was. And then I was like looking through restaurants, like selfie, because my skin cleared up. Like, I'm wearing nothing. Even right now, I have absolutely nothing on my skin. This is what it is. And I did nothing else. I did not change my diet drastically. I did not, nothing. I just started wearing some patches and drink water.
And you didn't do the Kardashian lighting to make it look better this time versus last time. It was the same picture, same angle, same everything. And if you couldn't see the difference, you'd be Stevie Wonder. You'd be blind and not be able to see it.
That's filter.
Even he would have said, I think I see a difference. But yeah, I mean, so amazingly working on all systems.
Yes.
And why? What is it that this patch is actually doing that is the kind of the mechanism behind how it works? Because I'm that kind of guy. I'm the guy that says, oh, how does this pill work? What's the mechanism? What's it chemically doing to me? How does this exercise work? What is it physically doing to me? What is this patch doing?
It works at a cellular level of regenerating our skin. And it's proven, we have the studies. So within the first few days of wearing the patch, 4,000 genes reset. Within a month, your brain starts being more balanced. So that brain fog, and I walk in the room, what did I get here for? And you go to the store to buy one thing, and that's the one thing that you walk out without it.
I hate that.
That's gone. Then within after 3 to 6 months, the collagen, and that's really when you're going to see the boost in like your skin, just literally glowing. I get so many compliments. It's like, what are you doing? Your skin's glowing. And I'm like, this is all I'm doing. This is all I'm doing. I'm not doing creams, and I do the LifeWave cream, but not, I don't know, treatments and lasers and all that. And then from a year, your heart reverses in age. The metabolic age reverses. So for every 6 months that you wear the patch, you reverse 2 months of your aging. So actually I just heard David Schmidt in an interview, and he's 65 and his metabolic age is 32.
He's 65?
Yes.
See, I would have never guessed that, even just not knowing him from a hole in the wall and seeing him and hearing him, and no way.
Yeah, he's like in his 60s, and his metabolic age is 32. Well, he's been wearing patches for 20 years, so he's really like proof.
So we're putting the patch on an acupressure point.
Yes.
It's not chemically doing anything to you. So how are all these things making the change? What is it that's
the peptides? The peptides that it activates. So X39 works with GHK-Cu. X49 it's AHK-Cu. Then the carnosine, the glutathione, and all this. So they're just elevating the peptides that we already have in our body. It's just upping their level. It's auto-regulating. If it's too low, it brings it up. If it's too high, it brings it down. It just auto-regulates our body.
So I'm going to say it again. What is the mechanism behind it? We give off...
We give off light. We are beings of light. So I know it's hard for some to comprehend, but I say this. Think of the army. It's pitch dark, and they're looking for the enemy. They're using the night goggles. And then there is the silhouette. That's our heat. That's our body. emitting light. We are beings of light. So putting this patch on, It's just a tiny mirror that you apply on your body that sends back that light and goes where it's supposed to go and help you
So
regenerate.
it's infrared light energy. And we call it light energy, but it comes off as heat.
Correct.
So the heat is coming off our body in infrared form, and this is reflecting it back in.
Yes.
So we always talk about here using the infrared lights, kind of like getting energy from the sun. This has found a way to tap into your own energy before you expel it to reflect it right back in.
Exactly.
And reflecting it right back in on an acupressure point, which we know from ancient medicine and modern medicine confirming it, that those points are electromagnetically more active and easier to get in and out of the body from. So David has put together a concept that just was, it seems mind-boggling, but yet it's so simple.
It's so simple. Yeah.
How about we reflect our own energy back into ourselves instead of wasting it? We kind of try to do that with energy and physics and engineers of, how do we do this without wasting our energy? How about putting a patch on?
Exactly.
So simple, so smart, and effective.
You explain it really well because this is your field and I know you're passionate about it. I'm like, this is what it does, this is how it does.
And that's when I started going down the rabbit hole. I'm like, it doesn't even do anything. There's no
I know.
chemicals. It's not a nicotine patch. Nothing's going in. It can't possibly do anything. And then I saw that. I went, oh, like mind melt, brain melt. Oh, you got to be kidding me. So, of course, now I had bought a pack of it from you from the fair because I said, I still don't believe it.
I know. I saw you and I said I was.
And I'm that idiot who goes home and goes, how am I supposed to use this? Yeah, I'm going to do my own thing and just overload it and see what happens. And so I loaded myself up with them. I could have just bought a blanket and covered myself up with it, with as many as I put on, and to see what would happen. And this, much like the hyperbaric chamber and the red lights and the grounding mats and things like that, you do them and you don't feel some kind of instant relief like a chocolate bar would do. It gives you that sugar rush or that caffeine jolt from a cup of coffee. You get what I call an ease of life.
Exactly.
Where all of a sudden you just notice a few days later, like, hey, I didn't reach for that piece of chocolate, and I didn't have a desire to either. Wow, why did life just get easier? And that's what I think this does is, I'll admit, I stuck them on all the wrong spots.
There are no wrong spots.
The 39 is supposed to go on.
So it's supposed to go on, and why we recommend the 2 spots is right here behind where there's a little hump, GB14, and below your belly button, because that's where the studies were. And just for the purpose of the studies, they needed to be consistent of the spots. But there are 2 very important points.
Yeah, 2 meridians, 2 acupuncture points that are very important. And so what did I do? I stuck it right there. Because I'm a jerk. And I went, oh, you want me to put it over here? I'm going to stick it over here and see what happens.
And what meridian is that?
I don't know the meridians well enough, but I know that this is a trigger point. It's an acupuncture point, and I use it as a physical therapy point for cervical radiculopathies along the nerve. Okay. So what point is that, or what meridian is that?
It's a long intestine.
I was going to say, this should be, because I know it's intestine, I know there's heart goes through the arm, and lung?
Yeah.
Lung? Okay.
So it's like this is long intestine, and then the heart is somewhere
Heart's
like
more on the thumb
inside.
side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I
know them a little bit. I don't know them well. When I need them, I go back to a poster to go.
I still go to Google.
Okay, this is what I'm working on for you. Yeah.
I will see like.
Thank God for those things. Yeah. Einstein always said, "Don't worry about memorizing everything as long as you know where to find it."
Exactly. And
I know where to find it all.
Claiming to be an expert, I still have so much to learn. I'm passionate about what it does, but if you want the studies and if that's what's passionate, I'll gladly provide you here. 100+ studies done all around the world.
Yep.
Here you go.
And that's another great thing is now that you guys are global, is you're getting other countries. And a lot of products are regional.
Yes.
Foods, diet, things like that. You're supposed to eat the food you grew up around because that's how your body was developed. Mm-hmm. I have a theory in eating of why would I eat the Mediterranean diet? I wasn't born in the Mediterranean. Why would I eat the acai berry from the top of the Brazilian rainforest? I'm not a monkey in a tree at the top of the rainforest. So I'm supposed to eat the foods around where I am because that's how I'm built. Mm-hmm. But this is now around the world, getting studies from around the world and getting the same results.
Yes.
And again, as a therapist who looks at research, I look for things like that more than I do the answer. Because the answer, wait, people around the world are doing it and getting similar results. Whether they're great or good or bad doesn't matter. Similar results, which means there's something inherent in who we are and how this works, simplistically. So therefore, simply just do it. It's going to help.
So before X39, because you mentioned being global, in Asia, for example, glutathione is still very big because they're very founded of the color of the skin and the light on your skin, and glutathione is proven to help you lighten your skin. So glutathione is probably still number one in Asia.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's what they want.
And so that's what works for them.
Yeah.
So there are regional differences.
Just on the market, like if you look at the analysis in the market, but yes.
Yep. But again, the basic concept of how it works is still the same.
The same. There are studies about already. We just released like 3 big studies, and just hearing the researcher presenting us the studies, she was like, "We just can't explain it." she was really like a little shit. We don't know, but this is what happens. This is the data before the control group and their group, and we can't explain it, but it's there.
And that is also another thing. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Is that's another good research sign. Is a sign that you say, hey, let's just see if this kind of works. It sounds like it should work. We don't even know how to do it, but let's try something. And when the results come back, you go, oh boy, what just happened? That's the best answer you can give for research is, what did I just see? Did I just make an observation of something that we can't explain why that worked the way it worked? And that's great. And I believe in looking into infrared lights is we were born on the earth to be naked and outside under the sun, and we don't do that at all. So every little bit of increased infrared light that you can get, even UV light in the right amounts, will improve your entire being. This is a little patch you put on, and it improves your entire being. You sit under the lights for 10 minutes, it improves your being. I look at it and I say, oh, he's just moving right along the path of, hey, this worked outside, why not put it inside?
He already has technology for the next 7 years that he's going to release, and think like clean energy for your home and everything. I'm going to Utah actually in October, and I'm going to visit the Welcome Center, which I'll share some pictures with you, is really Star Trek. Like he worked with the creator from Star Trek to make his vision. Actual Star Trek. He's obsessed with Star Trek. Like David is like #1 fan. And he worked with them to come up with, it's extremely futuristic, so I'm privileged that I'll get to visit it in October. In October. So awesome. I'll definitely come back and talk to you about that. But from another thing that LifeWave does, they're really into giving back and humanitarian. And just because David is David and brilliant, he invented a drone, but don't think like drone like this drone, like it's an airplane looking drone that will be able to fly 42 or 48 hours on one charge, and the air, that the emissions are cleaner air than the outside air.
It's cleaning the air while it flies through. And
delivers the supplies, like, you know, how we had the hurricanes and the fires. And actually, on their trial, they flew it and helped in Hawaii.
Wow.
So the mission of the company is just so far beyond. And it's so futuristic, but we see it today. We see the results right now. So it's just...
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
oh, my gosh.
I know, I just...
even more, just... Now I got more rabbit holes to go down in my free time.
I welcome you.
But that's great. That's great.
It's really so.
Now, what other products does LifeWave have? I know they have a couple of other things.
So the patches, there are 10 patches, different ones. Then there are the skincare line, day cream, night cream, and a night cream, which the eye cream is infused with the peptide with GHKCU. So the results after a month with them, like, ladies, if wrinkles is your thing, don't do Botox, buy this cream. No, I know this audience doesn't do that.
No, but at the same time, you're right. The Botox, no, but yeah, like this is going to put peptides right in. Right in.
So now you're elevating the peptide with the patch from the inside, but you're also applying it on your skin. So it's like, boop.
I always say in physical therapy, you can't build a wound or you can't heal an injury if you don't have the bricks. You need the peptides from the outside if you need it, but 9 times out of 10, it's inside. You just have to direct it somewhere.
So with the peptides and with the wound healing, there is this testimonial, and I met the parents actually in one of the conventions. Their son cut his finger, like, I don't know, in the gem or something, and it literally tipped off. Doctor is like, sorry, nothing you can do. They asked the doctor to seal it back. They applied X39 right on here, and the finger is back and growing and fine.
Grew back.
Like, it sealed back and it has full touch in it. I'll show you the picture.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like black, and then
We'll put that
later.
picture up here. Oh, that'll be great.
There are some testimonies. Like, I just have a friend back in Romania. She had a scar, like a big scar here, and it was already a year old. And one of the friends, she's like, why don't you put X39 right next to it? Because we know it helps with wound healing. She's like, well, it's been there for a year already. What's going to do?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even though
How much
she
you
knows
gonna
it
change
works,
now?
like it's going to
Yeah.
change. Well, she put the measuring tape next to it and reduced like a few inches in a month, and it's sealed. Yes. Again, you can't explain
light
it.
energy. We already have it inside of us. We just have to tap into it.
Exactly.
And this is a great device and great product to tap into your own resources that you're just spewing away. You're just giving them away.
I like that word device versus patch, because when they hear patch, they're like, oh, it's a sticker.
Yeah. Or you think nicotine patch, it's going to give me something.
It's going to give me something.
Yeah.
But then if I say device, you expect it to be medical.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah, no matter which
God,
way you do it. We'll have to
no,
come up with a new name for
What's
it.
a new name?
Technology.
The technology. There you go.
Technology. It's a light.
The
technology.
LifeWave X39 technology.
That's exactly
Bingo.
what it is.
Thanks.
Yes. So.
She's not just the camera girl and the lighting girl and the artwork girl, and she's also the brains behind the operation.
Imagine if you give her X39 now on.
Please no. She's already up all night. Give her the sleep ones.
Yeah.
So
No, it's going to help you better.
Please.
And this is another thing that I did with the sleep. I hate wearing watches and the smartwatches especially, but I wanted to see for myself, because I hear like you sleep better, your sleep is deeper, and I said, okay, whatever, I'll do for the love of science.
Right.
I'll sacrifice myself and wear it for 2 weeks. And really, the nights when I was wearing the Alavita, the one that increases serotonin, the sleep was really deep. The REM sleep was even more. Versus the nights when I didn't. I still sleep through the night. I don't have problems.
Same
but just
amount of sleep, but the quality was
of the
different.
sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
See, you're just like me. I put the patches in all the wrong places like an idiot. You do it smart and use the tech to show, hey, this is actually doing something. So
Then another thing. Hold on. I do have one more product. It's the supplement. And that one, I just got to try it for a month. It's going to be available next month in US also. So, again, David being David, okay, we're wearing the patches, but a lot of people are deficient in nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So now he put this blend together that it really helps support the patches.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an extract, sea buckthorn oil, and that one is proven its connection with stem cells. And now with this stem cells, now we can make claims in US that we activate the stem cells.
There you go. And like I said, back to the bricks. If you don't have the bricks, you can't do the work.
Yeah.
So now let's make sure people have the bricks. Let's make sure they have the light
Technology.
energy. Well, the light energy that's reflecting back in. Let's make sure it's made and put in the places that it belongs. If you think of a construction site, I got the bricks, I got the concrete, I got the workers, I got the tools, I have the plans. Your brain knows what to do.
Exactly.
The construction site just builds itself. I mean, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, so
No
it's like
brainer.
vitamin C, magnesium, potassium, copper, NAC. It's a really...
If it's on those first 4 lines of the periodic table, you need it. You need it. Great.
So I'm really excited about that and using it more, because I had it for a month and I was like, no.
It
It was just a trial. It was just a trial. And I was like,
See, now
whatever.
that's the kind of thing I'll do. I'll take it for 30 days and then just stop. You don't notice the gradual improvement, but you notice the quick stop.
Exactly.
And that's how you know what it's doing to you. So that's where I said this was like an ease of life. It just was almost like something was lifted off of me, but I couldn't put my finger right on it.
What it was.
And probably because it was a lot of things and not any one thing.
Mm-hmm. And you said about your joints, so
Yeah.
you notice like, oh, hold on, I don't have to. And I had somebody tell me that, like, like, oh, I don't think they work for me, but I'll give them a month. I'll try them. And then it's like, next thing I know, I didn't have to hold the railing and pull myself up. I was doing 2 steps at a time, and I'm like, I told you.
Yeah. And it's funny because you look at it and go, seriously, it's a little patch, what's it going to do? It's not the patch doing. It's your body doing, but you're giving it the plug that it needed to juice itself back up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to move on to a segment I like to call trivia.
Oh, boy. Let's see what you dig.
Knowing how the device works, taking my little rabbit holes, you've already kind of started to say some of the answers, so I'm sure you're going to nail these. I usually find a lot of really crazy far-off trivia, but I didn't know anything about the product until I got to here, and so I said, all right, well, let's see what we can find out. So, how many different meridians are in acupressure?
So, let me just think a little bit. I don't know the answer right away, so I'm just thinking of the lines of all these pictures that I'm trying to find the spot or what is what. So I want to say between 10 and 12.
Yeah, 12.
12, yeah. Okay.
And they all line up with the organs.
Yes.
So lung, large intestine, stomach, spleen, heart, small intestine, bladder, kidney, pericardium, triple burner, which I don't know what organ that is, but if you're in some other language, it means something different, gallbladder, and the liver.
Yeah. For the spleen, we have actually a product called SP6 Complete, and that goes just on the spleen meridian. So that is like left, it starts right here from the foot and goes up. So SP6 is 4 fingers above your ankle on the left side. So that's the SP6 point, and that one is hormonal and cravings. So again, while it's not a weight loss product, it will help you do it. So if you do that with X39 and glutathione, you will see, and I've seen some results that you can't believe.
Blow
that
your mind.
The time frame be like, whoa.
It's amazing when you clean the garbage out of the system. It just runs so much more efficiently.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the primary meridians are attached to organs. What do the 8 extraordinary meridians do? This is where I said the trivia gets me down rabbit holes, and I go, extraordinary meridians. I want those.
Well, I assume those will be the governor.
The governor, the conception. Yep.
But I know they start from top and go all the way to the bottom and back. Actually, yesterday I watched a video on how the energy flows through them, but
you literally said everything. How the energy flows through them. They store and regulate energy.
There you go.
Yep. And that's why they don't line up with an organ. They're kind of the pass-betweens to get all the energy through the organs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unknowingly knowing all this information, I guess.
So bonus question, which is the longest and which is the shortest of the meridians? They're both primaries.
I would say spleen is the shortest. And the longest, it's a conception vessel, CV.
Nope.
No!
They say the bladder and the heart, longest and shortest.
Okay.
Bladder has 67 pressure points. Heart only has 9.
Okay, well.
But I will say that to me, the governing and the conception don't seem like they go far.
No, they go actually
because
all the way
but they
through.
do kind of run all the way through. And to me, it's like the same one. They like split it in half kind of thing. So I don't know.
Well, I guess.
But again,
hard.
like I say every time, we'll blame AI and Google. They're wrong. You're right.
I don't know. I'm not an acupressure specialist by any means. I go. Each product comes with a little brochure. What they tell me before when I start, that's where I go. Like it has a little picture to show you where to put it. Like that's what.
And
I
again,
do.
I love the product because it's simple, but they've made it even simpler. I mean, your child could put this together. Here's the package. Here's where it goes. Stick it on. 24 hours. Leave it on. Just go. All right. So, considering that these are reflecting infrared light back to the body, how much infrared energy comes off the body?
I don't know.
That's fine. According to the internet, which is the all-knowing brain of everything, and they're never wrong, it says 100 watts of far infrared coming off in the form of heat.
Wow.
100 watts. That's a big old light bulb, if you remember incandescent light bulbs. 100-watt light bulb.
That's a bright bulb.
In 24 hours, your body will now give off 2,800 kilojoules of energy, which, again, I don't understand what that means. I know what a 100-watt light bulb is. But that translates into 2,000 calories, roughly.
Okay, so I guess that goes
That's where the diet comes from, why we need 2,000 calories a day, because of how much heat we give off.
Oh.
What a stupid concept to base how much food we should eat on by how much heat we give off.
Okay,
Like,
well,
we don't
I learned
need
something
to
new
eat
today.
2,000 calories just because I spit it out. Like,
Well,
but that's what they based it on.
Yeah.
So that's your trivia.
That's my trivia. I learned
That's for
something.
you.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I hope that everybody learned something from it.
I love it. Love it. Well,
So how often do you use these? How varied do you use them? Do you use them for a month and then skip a month or two, or switch to a different product? How do you use them? How would you tell people to use them?
so a patch, you would wear it for 12 hours a day and 12 hours off. Now, I know you didn't do that, and nothing...
Because I don't listen, and I'm an idiot.
Nothing will happen to you if you do it for a longer period, but we don't encourage to do it like 24 hours, like every day, because you don't give your body that time to recuperate and repair. So they are charged for about 18 hours, so probably even if you wear it longer, they're just going to be a sticker at that point. They are waterproof. You can go in the water, you can go in the pool, like they'll stay on. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Now, David's favorite answer to this question is you stop wearing them when you want to age again.
When you want to age.
So while you're wearing them, you're regenerating, you're reversing aging, like proven reversing ages, as I said, with the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So if you stop, you're not going to go back to the state where you were before you started. You're just going to start declining from there.
From there, yeah.
So I love, like, X39 is my go-to every day. Like, I don't, but today, like, I knew I was going to be nervous, and I was like, I'm not a person to speak too much in front of a camera.
Great.
So I put Eon I have here for stress. So it's just helping me stay calm and...
Well, it's working very well. Not that you should have been stressed.
No, but I know it's like something new out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So obviously, I am. So you can, like, again, if you don't know what to start, if you don't know where to start with X39. That has a little bit of everything. If you have some deeper, issues and problems, sleep, inflammation, stuff like that, then we can combine a couple. Like, you can wear multiple at the same time. There are some that are recommended during the day, some are during the night. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you to put energy enhancer at night, because the name alone is going to tell you. Yeah. So I like, for starters, the ones that you want to do, it's Eon and X39. That's the dynamic duo. So while reducing stress, body and mental, also reduces inflammation, because we all have inflammation. Mm-hmm. We all have inflammation no matter what. So that, and then with the power of X39, is just a beautiful, beautiful synergy in there. So if you wanted to start with two, those will be the two that I will recommend. If you just want to do one and try it, get X39. But very important thing, one of the things, and you can start, and you will start seeing some detox signs. So that's very important, because people will be like, they're scared. My skin started breaking out. I don't want this. Well, your body is eliminating however it can.
Right. And
not everybody's familiar with the detox part and how the healing process actually works. So they'll be like, no, it doesn't work for me. I'm like, yes, it does. Like, you might see fatigue, but it will be a day, 2, a week the most. And then it's going to start, like for me, for example, when I tried SP6, it's supposed to reduce cravings. Well, it did the exact opposite for me. I was like, give me all the food, give me all the chocolate. My skin was breaking. I said, this doesn't work for me. This is not for me. This doesn't do it for me. I said, oh no, I know better. I know not to be that one. I said, just push through. And week 2, all stopped and like really regulate, and like the skin cleared, because skin is the biggest organ. We like transpiration, everything. You're going to see stuff one way or another.
We're supposed to sweat out all this stuff. That's why we have so many blood vessels near the skin, is to absorb the sunlight and spit out the toxins. And if you're not sweating, you're not doing it. So yeah, you have to go through the down to get to the up a little bit sometimes.
Exactly. I just think like how many years we did wrong to our body, and now we expect from a patch, from a day or a few days to be all good. You'll see it's going to be an easement in your everyday life of how you're doing, how your energy, you're going to start notice that you can do another load of laundry. That you're like, okay, let me clean that closet. And you're going to notice those things, and then your sleep will be better, and then you'll remember why you actually went in the store for.
So, you didn't get toxic and old overnight, so don't expect to reverse that overnight either. Exactly. But it does come. It does come. And like I said, it was just ease. It was so nice.
I love that.
So does anybody have any bad reactions to it? I mean, we're putting something on the skin. Does anybody ever say, oh, this happened to me? And
I had, I think, one person in 18 months telling me that they developed like a rash, but they know they have a rash too, like they can't put a regular Band-Aid on.
All glues and adhesive stuff in it. Yeah.
So company-wise, I think it's 1 in 1,000 that they will develop something. But again, a lot of people get afraid when they see the detox symptoms and they're not familiar with it. And if they're not prepared to expect for something like that, they're like, nope, they don't work for me. They're not good. My skin is dry. Instead, you said it's going to hydrate, and now my skin is dry. I said, yes, but it's your body healing, like it's eliminating. So, but no, there is no side effect because nothing goes into your body.
Yeah, it's not doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself.
You're doing it to yourself, exactly. So.
Perfect. So now, another part where we get to know you.
Okay.
Call this the quick questions. Some of them are slow. Okay. Some of them are quick. And I always like asking everybody, what's your guilty pleasure?
Well,
apparently it's chocolate at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but not anymore.
I still have a sweet tooth, but now I can control it. I'm so more focused, and I don't have that. I don't even know that
urge. It's
not
a need anymore.
It's not a need. It's not an urge. Like I don't go to chocolate for stress, for boredom, for whatever it was. For me, it was chocolate. So, like food. I do love Italian food. I do love
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
What's the coolest place that you've gone to for LifeWave? Because I know you've started to travel and did some conferences. Yes. What's the coolest place you've gone to?
Well, I just came back from London, which, was a whole new country, new city for me and everything. I loved London. But for LifeWave event, it was the Dallas event last fall in October. It was the 20th anniversary. We started the night, like the event, with the Blues Brothers and a drone show where the whole Dallas sky was lit up by drones with X-39 and the DNA on the sky and everything. Wow. I found on Facebook actually somebody that was at a hotel next to us. It was like, oh my God, that's the people with the patch thing. That's the one that we saw. It's like the whole sky is DNA. That is so cool. Like just their raw reaction was amazing. And then we ended the convention with private concert from Gwen Stefani and Maroon 5.
Wow.
Private. Like when I'm telling you, Adam Levine was like right there. It's like, hi. Yes. And then this year we're going to Anaheim, California.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I got to travel. I've never I'll go to Texas, what to do. But
that's great. Wow.
Yes.
So what is the best fortune cookie advice you ever got?
You can't change your mind if you don't have one.
I could totally see that being in a fortune cookie.
It was. I had it glued to my desk for a long period. You can't change your mind if you don't have one.
That's terrible. Oh man. What is the coolest, other than the LifeWave, alternative thing you own?
That I own? A heat massage. Like a back massage with heat. And
Nice.
Yeah.
They're the best.
yes, but I'm looking forward to going to chamber, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get you there.
I'm getting
Then
there.
you'll get some sleep too. Like I said, building blocks, oxygen, kind of the most important thing we need. Yeah, definitely. So now we'll move on to the quick questions.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, coffee or tea?
I don't drink coffee, so tea it is.
Is it all right? Carnivore or vegan?
Carnivore.
I'm surprised. Most people are carnivore in this group. It's amazing. Sweet or salty?
Sweet. Lucky.
I'm going to change this one. Alkali or future infrared light water? We'll get it.
Answer.
When we get it, we'll try
When we
it.
get it, yes,
Yeah.
like photon.
Meditate or exercise?
This is a big heart for me because I've been lacking just because I wasn't in the right state of mind, but I'm starting to exercise and I am open to meditation. Like I'm finally like, okay, not those weird people. I'm sorry.
You found some good people to learn
I found
from.
some good people
Yeah.
that they're again different technologies, and I'm like I really like it. So I'm easing into meditation.
Yeah, meditation isn't, hey, come meditate with us. Oh, by the way, join our cult. We're going to fly in a spaceship out to... It's not those anymore.
Yes.
Cold plunge or sauna?
Sauna.
Sound or light therapy?
Well, light therapy.
Beach or bay?
Beach.
Ski or surf?
No. Not a good balance.
Not,
I know.
Not good for either. I'm falling down for all of them.
I try ski. Like the instructor told me, you literally know everything. You just have to let your mind go. But I'm still afraid. So I haven't tried it in 10 years. So maybe I should now.
Well, if it's gone, I always say, if I've gone this far without doing something, let's just keep the streak alive. Especially if it's something dangerous for me now.
I was in France, and after taking that class, my friends were like, well, let's just go on a slope. You'll be fine. I'll be here with you. Well, I fell. The guy fell with me. It was ugly. We were fine. Well, I was like, you know what, guys? I'm done. So I took my skis off, and I'm starting carrying them going down the slope. A guy just stops. He's like, it's easier if you go on them. He's like, you mind your own day. Like, leave me alone. I'll meet everybody at the cafe. Like,
They got good soup down there, right? Yes. Yeah. I'll see you there with a book. Yeah.
I'm like, nope. And that was the last time I got on skis. So
At some point, and I'm over 50 now, I kind of have to just look at it and go, what point do I hang it up? Or risk a broken hip.
Right? I haven't broken anything. So
sometimes you kind of just go, I'll do this instead. Yeah. Cat or dog?
I don't have any, but I grew up having a dog, but the dogs were outside. But I do love cats.
I like them all.
I like them all.
Yeah.
I like them all, but like for somebody else. That
I gave up skiing and surfing so I can have a cat and a dog.
Yeah, I don't think I would mind a cat, but
sourdough or multigrain?
Multigrain.
All right.
Good. Awesome.
So, tell us again where we can find you, how we can find you, and where you'll be if you're going to be around.
So I am on social media, Anca Fabiszewski or Anca Fab. You can find me on pretty much any social media. AncaFab.com. There is a way to get straight to my inbox right there and my phone. And I will be at the fair. Yes.
I love it.
April 27th.
Center.
April 27th. I don't care. I'll have to do my job, workout, call out. I'll be there.
Fantastic.
Yes.
It was a pleasure having you. It was a pleasure learning everything from you, and can't wait to do more.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor. Thank you for having me. And yes, everybody needs to wear that. I mean, we're both really focused on light therapy, so this I really think it's going to be really good complementing. And thank you.
Thank you.